Hey, my name's Ryan, and it's been a hot minute since I've done this. Today I'm gonna try to do 10 reps of PowerCleans with 315 pounds in 10 minutes. But today we're gonna do it from the low blocks. Here we go! Hopefully you can see that. Something's not right. What is it? Tuck time! It's gotta be a quick tuck. That's not a good sign. I can already tell this is gonna be a mind over matter kind of thing. But I can tell that I just don't have that pop today that I want, so I'm gonna have to be very, very efficient with these reps. No wasted movement, no wasted energy. Really focus on that third pull. Get underneath the bar as fast as I can. Say! Like that, you know what I'm saying? Perfecto. The good thing about this is that when you start, when you're locked in, the clock's going. I have no time to think. Yes! I love it so much. It's so much fun. Just from like a feel perspective, the low blocks require so much grit. Even just cutting the range of motion off by, what is this? Half a foot or so? Maybe a little more. Oh no! The demands placed on like just creating as much force as possible right from the get-go just feel like they're increased dramatically. Whereas in a regular power clean, it might feel like you have so much more time to accelerate that bar. And something like this doesn't feel like that. Right from the beginning, I'm trying to pull as hard as I can. Oh no, quit yapping, we're behind schedule. Gotta lock in. Gotta lock in. I wish I had the mental bandwidth to say something clever right now. In the middle of this. So let's just pretend like I did. Only 10 minutes? Come on. Why not 15 or 20? No, that'd be crazy. How many more reps do I have? Do I have 2 more? I think I have 2 more, but I only have a minute. All right, come on. Oh, God. Oh. Last one. Last one. This one's gonna go down to the wire. We're gonna go right at 950. Lucky. Sit up. Come on. be honest, really no part of me wanted to train today. And I know why. This today or this week was my first week back from paternity leave, back at work, and just getting used to going back to work and also doing this, editing videos, coaching, and most importantly being a family man. It's just a new level of responsibility to get acclimated to, and today being Friday, that was a long week. That was a long work week, to say the least. And I could just tell on my drive home from work that it was going to be extremely difficult to find the will to train. And I bring any of this up because I think at the end of the day what it boils down to, all of us as human beings, in terms of getting in our sessions or not, and this is going to be an extremely obvious and redundant thing to say, is that what keeps us from getting our sessions in is feeling too tired to do so. Again, I know an obvious statement, seemingly, but I do think it's extremely important to be honest about that and just to say it outrightly. The reason being is I think sometimes we probably don't pinpoint exactly why it is that we might skip a session. And we might place the blame on something else like, well, I didn't have enough time this week, or a scheduling issue got in the way, or I had to go do this, or whatever the case, right? And although those things do have some truth to them, it's like at the end of the day, I probably could have found the time to get in my sessions this week. However, I might be using the idea of an obstacle as a scapegoat for me not training. And when the reality is, maybe subconsciously or consciously, I just felt too tired. The reason why I think it's so beneficial to just realize that is that being tired is actually not a valid reason to not get your session in. And I don't mean this coming from a discipline standpoint or a holier than thou perspective. It's not that at all. It is that, listen, for 99% of us, we're probably always going to be a little fatigued. Just like thinking about what daily life requires for you to be mildly successful. Probably waking up earlier than you would like to, going to work for 8 to 10 hours, driving in traffic, dealing with things you don't want to deal with. Of course, we're going to be a little tired and probably not want to train like we would as if we didn't have to do all those things. But the good news is that feeling of being tired is not a valid, actual, objective reason to not get your training session in. It's only a subjective barrier. And you can train when you're tired, and because life is so demanding of us, you're going to have to train when you're tired. Now, I'm not saying to not listen to your body, because ultimately there will be times where you should, and you probably are a little bit too tired and definitely too fatigued to train. And that would be a case where if you did train, maybe your body's on the edge of its capacity and you might injure yourself. But I would say that those times are much rarer than we would think. And so what has helped me the most in terms of just overcoming this feeling, the sensation of being too tired to train, is number one, understanding and realizing that, like we just talked about, that it is a feeling of being too tired and it's probably not something else. And it doesn't get any deeper than this. You just ignore it. That's literally it. There's no secret to it other than just ignoring it. Because if you sit in that feeling and you allow yourself to spiral in it, then that feeling is probably going to win and you're probably not going to get that session in, and then there's the likelihood of that snowballing, etc., and you missing more sessions than you should. And if you ever truly want to find out what you're capable of, whatever your fitness goals are, it is absolutely necessary that you get in 95% of your sessions. Hopefully this helps. Training is fun.